If your Nigerian fried rice is always tasteless, dull, soggy, or sours easily, then this video is for you. Here are common mistakes people make when making Nigerian fried rice. The first one is parboiling your rice. Like I said in my previous video about the common mistakes people make when making Nigerian jollof rice, you don't have to parboil your rice when making fried rice. You don't. It is highly unnecessary. In fact, at this point, I think no matter the type of rice you're making, you really don't have to parboil your rice, except if you're just cooking plain white rice, then you can go ahead and parboil your rice. But if you're making fried rice, coconut rice, jollof rice, you really don't have to parboil your rice. Just wash your rice thoroughly and you're good to go. In my previous video, I showed you how you can wash your rice till the water runs clear. So wash your rice thoroughly. And again, you can use Nigerian local rice or you can use basmati rice while making your Nigerian fried rice. You do not have to parboil your rice. It is not necessary at all. Secondly, on the common mistakes you make while cooking your Nigerian fried rice is having a watery stock. Again, see, when you're making rice dishes, you need a large amount of stock. You need stock. You need a well-seasoned stock. Now, fried rice is one food that many people really don't get it well. Most times it doesn't have taste. And I think it's because your stock wasn't well seasoned or wasn't tasty enough. Use a thick stock. Use enough stock when making your Nigerian fried rice, because you're not doing too much to the rice. There is no tomato and all those other things. So use enough stock. Season your meat properly. Make sure you have enough stock. And then one thing I do when making my Nigerian fried rice is that I blend lots of onions and pour into the stock. Oh yes, I do this all the time. I season the stock more. I taste it properly to be sure it's well tasty before I pour in the rice. So make sure you're using enough onions, and then when you pour it into the stock, allow it to boil. Another important thing I want to highlight is that when you're cooking the fried rice inside the stock, you don't necessarily have to add oil, and I will tell you why as you keep watching this video. Just because, first of all, you're using chicken or whatever protein you're using, especially if you're using chicken or turkey, it produces enough oil that you can use to cook the rice initially. So if you don't want your rice to become too oily, when you're making the rice, don't add oil to the stock. Just use the stock with the oil that you got from your protein is enough to cook the rice, okay? And then when you're cooking the rice, cook it till it's 70% done. And leave it there. Cook it till like it's 70% done. So when you pour in your rice, the water, just make sure that your stock, the water is just slightly above the rice, not so much. Fried rice does not need too much water to cook. Again, it needs steam. Thirdly, using too much curry. Yes, I know we all love that green or yellow color of fried rice, but we know that curry can be overpowering. Some people use turmeric. I've never used turmeric. The curry you added to your protein while you were cooking it is actually enough to cook your fried rice. But if you really want that color, you can just add a little bit more to the stock while you're preparing the stock to pour in the rice. You can just add a little bit more. You don't have to put too much curry in your fried rice, because curry can be overpowering. You don't want to. You're not making curry rice, right? Another common mistake people make when making their Nigerian jollof rice is not frying the rice. I used to make this mistake as well. It was only when I started cooking for people that I started frying my fried rice. Now, there are two ways people fry their rice while making fried rice. Some people fry the raw rice. Some people fry the raw rice in oil before pouring it into the stock, or before pouring the stock inside it. They call it toast. You toast the rice. Now, I don't really like this method, because I think I tried it, and the day I tried it, the rice was just burning and sticking to the pot. Maybe I didn't use enough oil. Fry your rice. If you want to fry the raw rice first before pouring in the stock or pouring it into the stock, you can go ahead and do that. I also know that when you want to fry the rice, you have to season the oil. Yes, I've seen people season the oil. That is even at the point you can add your curry, season the oil, and then you fry the rice. After frying the rice, you now pour your stock inside the rice, or you pour the rice inside the stock, whichever works for you. But for me, I fry the rice after I have cooked the rice. And that is why I said when you're cooking the rice, cook it till it's 70% done. I fry the rice in batches and mix with the fried vegetables before I pour out. Does that make sense? Fry your rice in batches with oil. So this is why I don't use oil while I'm cooking the rice, because I will still have to use oil to fry. So I fry, depending on the quantity of rice I'm making. Before, what I do, after I've cooked the rice is like 70% done, I lock in the steam and then I go ahead to fry the vegetables. And once I'm done frying the vegetables, I'll just pour in the vegetable inside the rice and stir on low heat, and I put off the fire. In fact, this is how I made fried rice for a very long time. But when I started making large quantity of fried rice, and I know that people have complained about their fried rice getting sour easily, I just knew I had to start frying the rice so that it could last longer. And then it's not even so that it could last longer. I also noticed that the texture of the rice is more crispy, or the texture of the rice is crispy when you fry it. It's better, it's nicer. Like when I started frying the rice, I just saw the difference and then I stuck to it. So whether I'm making just for my family, whether I'm making for people, I go ahead and fry the rice. So what I do, I put a little oil in the frying pan or in a wok or whatever it is I'm using to fry the rice per time, and then I scoop some of the cooked rice, pour it inside the pan, stir fry it on high heat for like a minute or two. I don't even fry for long. I stir fry it on high heat for like a minute or two, then I add vegetables. The vegetables I'm adding have been fried already but still crunchy. Then I add vegetables, I mix, I pour out, then I do it again and again and again and again till I am done with frying and mixing the fried rice. That is how I make my fried rice. I no longer just carry the vegetables and pour into a large pot of rice, mix and turn off. I no longer do that. So what I just explained is actually how I fry my rice. So if you make it this way, guys, I'm sure that your rice will come out better. It can stay from morning till night and nothing will be wrong with it. Next point I want to talk about is over frying your veggies, or not frying your veggies in layers, your vegetables. Now I don't know if that makes sense, because I don't know, but for me, I fry my vegetables in layers. Like I put a certain vegetable first before I put the next, before I put them. So let me explain how I fry my own vegetables. So normally I use liver for my fried rice. I am not team sausage or chicken franks. I use liver, I use runner peas, I use green peas, I use bell peppers, I use sweet corn. What else do I use? These are like the basic things, the basic vegetables. Then carrots, yes. So what I do first of all is to fry the liver. I fry the liver with very little oil because liver has a way of releasing, it just has a way of even changing the color of your oil. So I fry the liver with very little oil. Then I scoop out the liver, and if the oil is no more clean, I trash the oil. Because I use very little oil to fry the liver, I just pour away the oil. Then I put in another fresh oil in the pan. And now I start with the runner peas. I start with the runner peas and the green beans. The green beans are the long ones that you've cut in tiny bits. So those are usually the two vegetables I pour in immediately. And then I stir fry. So then I allow it to cook for a little bit. Like I check it, like when I'm frying it, I check, like I take one to eat to see how raw or if it's becoming a bit soft, because those are the hardest vegetables to cook. So when I notice that they've started softening but still crunchy, I go ahead and pour in the sweet corn. After pouring in the sweet corn, I pour in and stir fry for a bit. I pour in the carrots. After pouring in the carrots, I stir fry for a bit. I like the carrots to remain crunchy in fried rice. I cannot imagine having very soft carrot inside fried rice. No. So when I pour in the carrot and stir fry it for a bit, I now add the bell peppers. The bell peppers come last because they cook very, very fast. They come last. And also, when I'm frying these vegetables, after I've put in all the veggies, I now season what I'm frying. You get, I can put some seasoning just to give it a little bit of taste, because I won't just fry it like that without adding seasoning before mixing it with the rice. It may reduce how tasty your rice will be. Yes, the rice was tasty, but then now you're pouring in a vegetable that does not have a single taste. So no, I add a little bit of salt and a little bit of seasoning. But I only do that when I've added the last batch of vegetable, because if you add your seasoning early while stir frying, it will start burning. This is from experience. So I add the seasoning last, mix it very well, make sure that at least the veggies are tasty, then I set it aside. So after I set it aside, I now start frying the rice in batches. So when I scoop a rice to a clean pan, another a different pan now, a clean pan, I stir fry the rice alone for like a minute or two. I now add some veggies to it and still stir fry it again, mix. I pour it out and then I continue. So this is basically how I make my Nigerian fried rice, and it has never ever disappointed me. And I know that for some people, when they start frying the veggies, they add onions. They fry onions first before adding the vegetables. Now, because I cook for people, I know that some people really don't like seeing onions in their food. So that is why I don't add onions, and that is why I rather blend enough onions and pour into the stock to use to cook the rice. Because when you're making for people, you just have to be sensitive to some of these things. Now, someone may see my fried rice and say, how come there is no onions? There is enough onions, you're just not seeing it, okay? I blended and I poured in as against chopping it and then frying it in oil and then mixing with the veggies. So guys, I don't know if you found this video helpful, but guys, if you make your fried rice this way, it's going to come out so well. Again, be mindful of the quantity of oil you're using to fry your rice per time. Very important. And while you're frying the rice, it will not get burnt if you're using medium heat. Don't use a very high heat, because if you use high heat, it will start sticking to the pan, except you're using a non-stick pan. But if you use medium heat to fry the rice, I don't have to use too much oil while frying the rice. No, just a little oil that you're sure that can coat all the rice. That is why you should fry in small batches, okay? Even if it's for the house or you're making it for people, fry in small batches so that by the time you're done with the rice, you'll not have an oily rice, okay? So guys, did you learn something from this video? I know that this video is not, I don't know, but I feel it's not very structured like my previous video. Again, I don't have enough footage to add to this particular video. I don't know how I lost all my video clips about making fried rice. I don't have enough video footage to add, so please bear with me. But however, I'm going to, I think before the festive season is over, let me not promise, I'm going to make a proper video on how to make Nigerian fried rice, showing you the step-by-step process. So I'm going to make another video just to show you guys, okay? So talk to me, my people. How are you? How have you been? It's few days to Christmas. How are you doing? Hope you are well. Hope you have every reason to be joyous and joyful this season, because guys, God has been so good. God has been good to me. God has been so good to my family. And again, I'm making this video very early in the morning because I know that if I don't do it now, I'll not have time again. This is 5 a.m. even though I woke up since 3, because I was not in the mood. I had to put myself together before making this video. But okay, anyways, enough of the rambling. This is me wishing you best of the best this season. Yuletide greetings, compliments of the season, and guys, make a very delicious meal. And please guys, if you happen to make your jollof rice or your fried rice using my explanation, please tag me to your videos. Please mention my name in your video that my tips helped you in making your rice, and it will gladden my heart. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please give it a massive thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Till I see you next time. Merry Christmas. Not uploaded in over 2 weeks, and Christmas is just in few days, and I'm like, I have to upload a new video before Christmas. And then I got a request that I should make a request from my last video that I should make something similar talking about fried rice, and I had to pull myself together to come and make this video, guys, because I've been so busy. To the glory of God, it's good busy, okay? So this video may not be my usual. I'm not in a very creative mood, but I just had to pull myself together to make this video.